My name is Ray Bolton. I'll be 70 years old this year. I've been riding Lookout Mountain for about 25 years. My goal this year is to reach 6,000 rides on Lookout, and that'll be over that 25-year period. The most rides I've done in a year are 860 rides down this hill. And this is basically where I ride every day. Summer, winter, snow, rain, wind, doesn't matter. I'm over here riding. And I ride with a group of 3 or 4 other riders, and all of them are about my age, a little bit younger, but they too have had some major accomplishments over here. One of the riders has ridden it 10 times in one day. Another one has ridden it 55 times in 10 days. And just a bunch of hardcore old guys that like to ride their bicycles. And like I say, I've been doing it for 25 years. I plan to continue to ride until I can't ride anymore. Right now the record over here for the oldest person to ever ride the hill is 85 years of age, and I intend to beat that record. And that's who I am, and that's what I'm about. I'm married, have 3 kids, 6 grandchildren, and life is good. And I just had shoulder surgery, had shoulder replacement surgery, so I'm in recovery right now. That's why I'm cycling today, and I'm going to get my left shoulder done at the end of the year, and my body will be back in good shape, and I'll be able to handle it. I've been cycling on Lookout about 25 years, and I just want to talk a little bit about safety and riding a bicycle up here on Lookout. One of the first things I learned from the group of guys I rode with back then was that you follow the safety rules. You know, they're the same as driving a car, even though we had a tendency to descend a little bit faster than the car did on Lookout. The safety rules were, for the most part, followed. And one of the first things I learned was you never pass anybody going up or down the hill unless you told them you were there. You called out on your left. You never passed on the right. You never passed by riding up between riders. It just seems like over the last few years, so many riders anymore pass on this hill going speeds far in excess of the speed limit up here, 30, 35, 40 miles an hour. They'll pass cyclists going downhill and buzz them extremely close, never tell them they're there. They'll pass you on the right, they'll pass you climbing, they'll ride up between you and your partners climbing, they'll pass you on the right climbing and never tell you they're there. And one of the things I'm really concerned about is that somebody's going to get seriously injured up here one of these days and possibly even killed. I know there have been cyclists over the years that have taken serious injury and even some killed up here on Lookout. Not directly on Lookout, but in the general area of the mountain, and a lot of it's just because these guys are riding too fast and out of control. So I just like to express to all the cyclists up here, be courteous to the other riders. There's a lot of people up here that cycle who are novice, not experienced with the hill or with the faster riders, and give them a break. Don't pass on the right. Don't pass by going between riders, and when you pass, always call out. Say on your left, on your left. Let people know you're there, because one of the days somebody's going to get hurt real bad. And just a couple examples of how easy it is to get injured up here. In '05, I was on the hill riding down in the winter time. There was ice on the road, and hit a small patch of ice. I was only doing about 5 miles an hour. I fell and broke my neck. And it happened so quick I didn't even realize that I was on the ground until I was getting up. And in August of last year, of 2010, I was descending. There were no other riders around. It was early in the morning. I was doing about 30 miles an hour, and yes, I was going too fast, but I was riding 30 miles an hour. And at about Windy Saddle, there were some deer standing alongside the road, and I'd seen deer up here hundreds of times, and so I just kind of ignored them, you know, even though I kept an eye on them. Well, about the time I reached them, they came out in front of me, and I went down face first into the pavement, and as a result, I had a concussion and busted teeth, broken ribs, lost a lot of skin, and had some extremely serious injuries that I'm still in recovery from, and will probably suffer from for the rest of my life. So just a word of caution to you guys who ride up here at these high speeds. I know you know how to handle your bicycles, and I know that you guys are excellent riders, but be careful.